Hey y'all, welcome back to Roads Less Traveled. Today I want to talk about this escape pack from CRÜZR. Okay y'all, so I am really picky about backpacks. I've been trying for several years to find one that I really liked, and I just haven't found one. And I keep going back to this old pack I've had for years because, I don't know, I like it. But even that pack's not perfect. Well, that search is finally over thanks to the CRÜZR Escape Pack. So y'all, I just want to run through all the features on this pack, things I like about it, and the reasons why I think you might like it. But to do that, I want to do things a little bit backwards. So typically when you see pack reviews, you know, someone's starting with an empty backpack, they're talking about all the features. Well, I want to start with a full backpack. Alright, so it's kind of going to be like a pack dump, but as we do the pack dump, I really want to focus on the features of this pack that I really like. So first off, this pack has your sternum strap as well as a belt strap, okay? But as you can see, I am wearing my saddle. And one of the things I really like about this pack is that this waist belt is up above the saddle, and it does not interfere with that saddle at all. I've had other backpacks that the waist belt was lower, and what that ends up doing is ends up riding on top of my saddle, my dump pouches or other accessories I may have on the side, and it kind of pushes that saddle down. It causes a bunch of friction, and it just doesn't work very well. Okay, so I really like that. So let's just pretend I'm going to walk up to this tree here. This is the tree I want to hunt. Okay, so I'm going to walk up to the tree. I would set my bow down, and instead of taking my backpack off and sitting it on the ground, what would be great is if I could just grab my sticks and start climbing this tree. Because you set your backpack down, you're introducing scent on that ground location. And if you've ever noticed, you know, maybe you set something down and left it and deer walked by and smelled it, deer can smell that ground scent and it will spook them. So the less you leave on the ground, the better. So here's what I like about this thing. I have these sticks run on the bottom of this backpack, and the buckles are up here on the front so you can easily get to them while you're wearing the backpack. Alright, so I walk up to my tree, there's two buckles, I can just undo them and my sticks come right off. Okay, so at this point what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take off my first stick. I'm going to hold this stick in my hand, and I'm going to hang my other sticks from my saddle. I've got a little clip here, so they're just hanging there. And I'm going to go ahead and hang my first stick on the tree. Okay? At this point, I like to go ahead and get my platform so it's handy. Now this is one step where you do have to take the backpack off, but I already have my stick hanging on the tree. So what I do, I just pull the backpack off, and I hang it on that stick so that I can get to my platform in this handy dandy little front compartment here just by undoing a couple buckles and pulling that off. Now then, my backpack would be hanging from the stick at this point. I didn't put the stick on the tree, so I'm going to set that on the ground. I'd take my platform and I'm going to hang it from my saddle. There we go. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and put my backpack back on. So right now, the only thing that's touched the ground is my bow and my feet. So the next thing I need before I can start climbing, I need my pull-up rope. And I keep that right here in the side pouch so it's handy to get to. I'll uncool my pull-up rope, attach it to my bow, and hook it back to my saddle. At this point, I'm ready to climb up the tree. I haven't set anything unnecessary on the ground. Once I get up to the top of the tree, and we've already set up everything, I'm going to pull this backpack off. Well, first off, when I get up to the top of the tree, I have my gear strap in the bottom of my dump pouch. So while my lineman's is still hanging down, I've already attached my tether, I can reach in the bottom, pull out my gear strap, which is a tethered hiss strap or whatever it's called. Attach that to the tree, and I'm ready to, typically I'll go ahead and pull my bow up, hook it on, knock an arrow, so that way if anything comes in while I'm finishing setting up, I'm ready to shoot. And once that's done, I can take my backpack off, and I can hang it directly from the tree. So let's do that, and I'll come back. Okay guys, so we got our backpack hung from my gear strap here, and I just like to hang it off the tag end of this this hiss strap, so that way I can kind of put it as high or as low as I want it, and then I can just kind of swing it around, put it in front of me when I need to get anything out of it. So I'm just going to kind of go through all the features on this pack, what I have in them, and how I use them, what I think about it. So first off, let's talk about the outside. On the front here, they have these little MOLLE attachments sewn in this front pouch, and on there I have my thermocell. You could also put other pouches, other gear items, things you carry in the woods that you want on the outside on there. Additionally, there are other laser cut MOLLE webbing up here. Now you could purchase an extra strap kit if you wanted to strap things on up in this top portion. That's not something I want to do because I choose to carry my platform down here in between this front pouch and this this bag. So on the very front of this front pouch you have a small little pouch, and in there I'm just keeping things like thermocell refills and a pads and a refill for the butane cartridge. I will note also that this front pouch is removable via zipper on the bottom. Now you could take it off and just not use it, or when you get to your tree you can take it off and strap it on the tree separately to have like a little workspace. I'd choose not to do that because everything I need is there anyway. If I want something, I just swing it around and get in there and work with it. It's one less thing I have to do beginning and end of every hunt. Within this pouch I keep things that I want to be easily accessible. Okay, that's going to be stuff like rangefinder. I've got some snacks in there. Also keeping extra light, lighter just in case, and a few other small accessories. On the back side of this pouch there are some other little spaces. And in there I keep an outdoor edge knife in case I need to skin a deer out, and I keep a battery bank for charging phones, cameras, and that sorts of things. So this pouch is held up by two buckles that have these straps on the sides. Okay, so you can undo those and fold it down. Now this is where I choose to keep my platform. If you notice, they have some reinforced material down here so that your platform teeth aren't going to eat into the bag. I think that's a very smart idea. There's also these straps here which you would use to strap your platform in, and then when your platform's in there you just fold this up and reconnect it. We've already talked about the belt pouches, but this is the other side of my belt pouch. In there I keep some camo dust for being scent free, and there's this little small accessory pouch on the outside that you may keep, you know, little things like SD cards or something like that. On both sides of the backpack they also have these 3 extra straps that run horizontally around the backpack. Okay, and you could conceivably strap your sticks here instead of what I do with strapping them on the bottom. That's totally up to you. There's also water bottle pouch holders on each side of this backpack. Before we get on the inside, I just want to flip it around and show you the back. The back of this backpack does have, I guess it's 3 little padded areas, and they leave vents in the center for airflow. That really helps when it's really hot outside, keeps your back from sweating, and I find this backpack is very comfortable. There's one more pouch on the outside we haven't got with, and that's this little top pouch. And this is the space that I want to keep things that I need to be able to quickly access. So maybe you're hunting somewhere and you're carrying tags, maybe you'll put your wallet, your keys, something like that. Right now I just have a headlamp in there. So let's dive on in on the inside of this pack. We'll take a look in there. So, I don't know how well you can see this, but first off, on the inside door side of this backpack, there are 2 longitudinal zipper pouches, okay? In there, I have a grunt tube in the top one, and I don't have anything in the bottom one, just because I prefer to kind of leave that space open for larger items. In the main compartment, I have a big water bottle, which sometimes I'll carry this on in the water bottle pouch, and it works out just fine. I have my knee pad. I have some toilet paper, some game bags, and at different times of the year I may have a jacket or something stuffed down in there. I film all of my hunts, so I could conceivably keep my cameras in here. I typically carry those in a separate bag just so I can make sure they don't get smushed or anything, and they're easily accessible. But what I do keep in here for filming is I keep my camera arm. Now this is Lone Wolf Custom Gear pocket arm, and it fits perfectly in what would be the water bladder holder of this bag. Now, that's the way that I always run my camera arm, but some of you may choose to use the water bladder holder for what its intended purpose, a water bladder. So that's pretty much everything that I have in the bag for now. So let's just kind of dive in and talk more about the features that I haven't gotten to. So this bag, while it's not a frame pack, what it does have is it has this little piece of Velcro and an aluminum rod that runs from top to bottom of the backpack. Now what that does is it really provides some rigidity to the bag. Okay, makes it feel a little more structured on your back. And while I did like the way it made the bag feel, it made it carry a lot better. Personally, I chose to remove that piece, and there's a reason why. So with that piece in the bag, it tends to kind of be bowed inward into the backpack to contour it to your back. Alright, well, what that inward bow does is it actually takes away from some of the capacity of the backpack, if that makes sense. So you're basically depressing this middle part, and it makes it harder to get things in and out of the bag. And it also made it harder for me to get my camera arm in and out of that water bladder. So I decided to remove it, and honestly, it has not been that big of a deal. It still carries just as well to me, and I like it just as much. But that might be something that you really like. Just know that you can remove it, and it is optional. One of the biggest features of this bag that I haven't hit on yet, and one of the things that really caught my attention when I opened it for the very first time, is the material. This material, I don't know if y'all can tell, but it is very soft and quiet. Okay, that's a problem I've had with backpacks in the past. They're made out of material that is rough and loud. Particularly with the past backpack I've had, and even that one I told you I kept going back to, it was kind of loud. This backpack is not. This material is very soft to the touch. It is quiet, and it seems to me like it is going to be very durable. So that's pretty much everything about this bag that I can think of. Overall, I really like this backpack. I think it's probably maybe the best one I've ever used. You know, it's kind of ideal for what I look for in a backpack for saddle mobile hunting. They've really thought out a lot of really fine details in this thing. I can carry my platform, my sticks, no problem. Things are accessible, easy to get to. It's not some big cavity where things get buried in there and you got to go shuffling around and make a bunch of noise. Everything I need is visible, accessible, easy to get to. The pack's quiet, it's made well, it's sturdy. I just really like the bag. I appreciate CRÜZR for making such a quality product. Obviously, I've used some CRÜZR products in the past. This is their, what was it, the Archon saddle, and I really like that. But I really like this bag as well. So y'all, if you like this video, if you don't mind, hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. It means a lot to me. I hope y'all all have a blessed day, and remember, take the roads less traveled.